Have you ever found yourself obsessing over someone you were never officially with? Maybe it was a friend who almost became something more, or a crush that never quite turned into a relationship. If so, you are not alone. Today we are diving deep into a question that has left many people puzzled. Why do almost relationships hurt so much? Sometimes even more than real ones. These are the connections that never quite made it to the finish line. The stories that ended before they truly began. Yet the pain they leave behind can be surprisingly intense. Let us explore the psychology, the emotions, and the hidden reasons why these almosts can break our hearts in ways we never expected. Before we go any further, let us clarify what we mean by almost relationships. These are the situationships, the what-ifs, the connections that hover in the gray area between friendship and romance. There is chemistry, there are feelings, and maybe even late-night conversations that last for hours. But for one reason or another, things never become official. There is no label, no commitment, and often no clear ending. It is the person you text every day, but never call your partner. It is the friend you secretly hope will confess their feelings, but never does. These almost relationships can be fleeting or last for months, even years, but they always leave a mark. So why are we so drawn to these almosts? Part of the allure is the excitement of possibility. When a relationship is undefined, anything can happen. Every glance, every message, every touch is loaded with potential. The uncertainty keeps us on our toes and makes every interaction feel electric. There is a thrill in not knowing what will happen next, in imagining all the ways things could unfold. This anticipation can be intoxicating, making us invest more emotionally than we realize. The almost becomes a blank canvas for our hopes and dreams, and we start to believe that maybe, just maybe, this could turn into something real. But with that excitement comes a unique kind of pain. The uncertainty that makes almost relationships so thrilling is also what makes them so agonizing. When there are no clear boundaries or commitments, every small action or inaction can feel loaded with meaning. Did they not text back because they are busy or because they are losing interest? Are they seeing someone else or are they just shy? This constant guessing game can be emotionally exhausting. Unlike real relationships where you have some sense of security, almosts leave you in a perpetual state of anxiety. You are always waiting for a sign, a confession, or a decision that never comes. One of the most powerful aspects of an almost relationship is the role of imagination. When a relationship is undefined, we fill in the gaps with our own fantasies. We imagine what could have been, the dates, the conversations, the future together. Our minds create a version of the relationship that is often more perfect than reality could ever be. This imagined connection becomes deeply personal, and when it ends, we are not just mourning what was, but also what could have been. The pain is amplified because we are grieving both reality and fantasy. The loss feels bigger because it is not just about losing a person, but losing an entire world we built in our minds. Another reason almost relationships hurt so much is the lack of closure. In a real relationship, there is usually a clear beginning and end. You know when you became a couple, and you know when you broke up. There are conversations, explanations, and sometimes even apologies. But with almosts, there is rarely a definitive ending. Things just fizzle out, or one person pulls away without explanation. This ambiguity makes it hard to move on. You are left with unanswered questions and unresolved feelings. The lack of closure keeps you stuck, replaying every moment and wondering what went wrong. It is like reading a book with the last chapter missing. You are left forever wondering how the story was supposed to end. Now, you might be wondering, how can something that was never official hurt more than a real breakup? The answer lies in the intensity of unfulfilled potential. In real relationships, you experience the highs and lows, the good and the bad. You see the flaws, the arguments, and the mundane moments. But in an almost, everything is heightened by anticipation and hope. There is no reality check, no routine to dull the excitement. The pain comes from the gap between what you wanted and what you got. It is the heartbreak of possibilities that never materialized, of dreams that never came true. Sometimes that hurts even more than losing something real. So, how do you heal from an almost relationship? The first step is to acknowledge your feelings. It is okay to grieve something that was never official. Your pain is valid, and you deserve to process it. Next, try to find closure for yourself, even if you never get it from the other person. Write a letter you never send, talk to a friend, or reflect on what you learned from the experience. Remember, the end of an almost is not a reflection of your worth. It is a sign that something was not meant to be, and that is okay. Focus on your own growth and happiness. The right person will not leave you guessing. They will make their intentions clear. In the end, almost relationships hurt because they are a mix of hope, imagination, and unresolved feelings. They remind us of what could have been, and sometimes that is the hardest loss to accept. But remember, every experience, no matter how painful, teaches us something valuable about ourselves and what we truly want. If you found this exploration helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the VL Breaker channel for more deep dives into the mysteries of the heart. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, your story is still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come.